Good morning. It is September the 20th, 2017, and time to probably tread water and paddle from side to side until we await the Fed's FOMC announcement today. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under overcompensate for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the factor to design with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, when I was out running errands last night, I saw 100 degrees on my car's thermometer, outside temperature. Now, that's usually about 3 or 4 degrees above where it actually is, but we had winds 20 to 30 miles an hour, which made for a fun bicycle ride, and it was just hot. Last night, temperature was in the mid-70s overnight, so we're getting maybe, hopefully, our last blast of summer air. I'm ready for temperatures to cool down a little bit. I love all 4 seasons, but after 3 or 4 months, I want to change. Okay, right now you can see in the market that we've got a pretty clean break in the 126.08 area. We've got a seller. The highs are getting lower right here. The market, we've got Bs behind us. You can see that. You can see that volume is moving lower. And we have the FOMC today. So the market right now, it's 50-50 that we'll get a rate increase in December. My guess is the Fed will use language alluding to a rate increase in December if the data warrants. 3 rate increases in 2018. And the taper to begin at JPM says 10 billion per month in October. If to show you how big or how slow that is and how really meaningless it is, there's a $4.5 trillion deficit right there. To take 500 billion bucks off is going to take 4+ years to do it. So it's going to take a long time to whittle that down. Today's news, existing home sales could come in lower than forecast at 5.48 million. Crude inventories are expected to build 2.8. The APIs built 1.4, but had big draws in gasoline and products. So we'll be looking for a draw in products today. Let's see, we had 6 million draw in distillates and a 5 million draw in gasoline. So they'd like to see a bigger draw than that and a build in crude. So today's focus is the FOMC meeting, and that really does tend to freeze treasuries. So we're going to play for a trading range market. 5 to 9, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 29s to 01, buy 1. And 21 to 25, buy 2. Don't see a lot going on today in treasuries. Hope everybody had a great evening. I see that Maria comes on shore today with 155-mile-an-hour winds. That is catastrophic. I always had to fly airplanes out when I lived in that part of the world that had a lot of hurricanes, and I never got to experience them. But boy, I went in and we picked up a lot of the pieces after them, and it's just they're really, really big ones. I mean, all the trees are snapped at the base. Everything's down. Roofs are blown off. Structures are shattered. And we're talking about Category 3, not Category 5s usually. So that is a very, very big deal. And with Puerto Rico being bankrupt, It's probably going to require major assistance from the United States. Okay, looking for a trading range market today. First resistance is 12 to 16, sell 1's 19 to 23, sell 2's 27 to 31. Supports at the buck to 04. First buy is 25 to 29, second buy is 17 to 21 on the 30-year. Gold. Will also be stuck pretty much in a trading range, I would be my guess. Sellers 20 to 25, buyers 10 to 15. So 19s to 21, sell 1, 23, 25, sell 2. On the buy side, 13 to 15, buy 1. 8 to 10, buy 2. See, Hurricane Jose is idling, moving in a very, very tight circle with high waters, tidal surges, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, perhaps Maine. So Jose got past the U.S. without doing any damage, which is a good thing. And you see the pictures of some of those people in Texas. It'll recover. I mean, it takes time. The loss of life was minimal, given the flooding that they had down there. But you know, you see the dismay and the despair in the faces, and they're still shocked about, you know, what they have lost. Grateful to be alive, no doubt. But if you don't lose your life, you can come back. And it takes time, but be back to where you were in 3 to 5 years. Okay, the euro is trading higher. We had that sell at 75 yesterday, so that looks pretty good. Still. Okay, if the Fed talks very strongly about raising interest rates in December and really gives a strong hint, the euro should come down. And right now, the talk is that the ECB is about to end their support for their economies and for their currencies and for their debt markets. So that's given us some strength. 120.50 I imagine would be support, and 120.75 will be resistance as we move into the news. So I look for a very, very tight trading range into the news. Crude oil. APIs last night. Crude only built 1.4 million barrels. We had draws of 5 million in gasoline and 6 million in distillates. Really, really great numbers as far as products go, but as expected. So they're looking for builds in crude and draws in products. So the plus 1.4 for crude, minus 5.0 for gasoline, minus 6.1 for distillates. So they would like to see these numbers higher on the EIA. I don't think they'll pay a lot of attention for crude, but right now this number is forecast to be higher for the EIA report. We usually trade 30 to 40 ticks in a day session before the announcement is made. And we've been getting the whipsaw, and this is a whipsaw condition right now. Building crude, draw, and products. So our Newsday trading style probably will not be. We'll see how the market reacts, but I'm anticipating a whipsaw. So as it stands right now, selling 50.75, sell 1 to the buck. 51 1/4, 50.50, sell 2. On the buy side, 50 even, 50 1/4, buy 1. And then 49.50, 49.75, buy 2. Play for 30 to 40 ticks during the day session, so gold will be of more interest to us this morning than crude, but gold will be hamstrung by the FOMC announcement. So I think this could be one of these days where we don't get any action in crude until 10:30 Eastern, and we don't get the action we need in gold and treasuries in the stock market until 2 Eastern. And the E-mini. Okay, we played it well yesterday. We thought that the market would rally. That is the tendency into the FOMC announcement. The tendency is for it to rally today into the FOMC announcement. If as expected, then quick profit taking, then rally back to close on, in this case, new contract highs. We'll see if that plays. We're in the same situation. It's selling failure to take out 06. 9 to 11, sell 1. Put a question mark right here. We're probably going to look at resistance at 6 and support at the buck. Still like the long side of the market. So buying the buck to 02. And then 95 to 97 for buy 2. And I don't look for much to happen today until Janet speaks. So probably not going to have a lot to work with. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'll get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.